Picks up her shoes at sunrise. Camera in her hand, hope in her eyes. Dust on the trail, sky open wide. Talking about grace with every stride. Welcome to Lori's Soul Circle. Come walk a little while, talking faith, talking courage, laughing, crying, finding light inside. Step by step, she reminds you, you are stronger than you knew. Lori's Soul Circle, God's love walking with you. She's breathing out fear on the hillside, turning every hurt into a highlight. Little roadside cross, she nods her head, says, you ain't alone in the words he said. Welcome to Lori's Soul Circle. Come walk a little while, talking faith, talking courage, laughing, crying, finding light inside. Step by step, she reminds you, you are stronger than you knew. Lori's Soul Circle, God's love walking with you. She says, lift your eyes, even when the path gets steep. Every valley, every question, he's still leading with your feet. So you walk, so you breathe, you believe. Welcome to Lori's Soul Circle. Come walk a little while, talking faith, talking courage, laughing, crying, finding light inside. Step by step, she reminds you, you are stronger than you knew. Lori's Soul Circle. Come walk a little while, talking faith, talking courage, laughing, crying, finding light inside. Step by step, she reminds you, you are stronger than you knew. Lori's Soul Circle, God's love walking with you.
Good morning. Make sure everybody can hear me. Yes, I think everybody can hear me. Welcome. I saw quite a few folks already here, but so I was rushing around this morning, right? Today's my husband's birthday and getting ready to leave for graduation tomorrow morning. Just a lot going on here. So running around this morning, I'm like, oh, I just want my kitchen cleaned up before um, my live. So that way, when I'm done, I don't have to go clean my kitchen. I'm just running around. Well, God wanted me to slow down a little bit, okay? Because as I was cleaning up my kitchen and I was carrying the coffee grounds to the trash, you can imagine what happened. It fell all over the floor. So now, not only do I just, where I could have just had to empty the coffee grounds and start the dishwasher after my live, now I have to go clean my kitchen floor after my live. So believe it or not, I didn't get upset. Just like, okay, I'm going to slow down. I get it. I get it. But sometimes I guess you just have to laugh at stuff like that. And for the folks who are like, oh, Lori, it's your husband's birthday, you should go be with him. Don't do your live. He's doing what he loves to do right now. I told him he could go wash his truck. He loves washing his truck. And it's a process. I'm not joking, it's like a 3-hour process. So he's doing that right now. He doesn't even know I'm doing my live stream. And when he gets back, then we'll go off for the day or whatever. But so let me just, I think I saw a few folks. Hey, Jen, how are you, hon? And I saw Mike and Miss M. I hope you're doing good, Miss M. Love having you here. Debbie Sue, how are you, sweetie? And Rhonda, I was so excited when you said you could make it this morning. So I love having you here, hon. And just getting through. I think just getting through it. This is, I think, the first time you've ever been here. So welcome. A special welcome. If there's something else, another name you'd like me to call you, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just happy to have you here, even if it's just for a few minutes. This is a great community, so um, just sit back and enjoy the energy from everybody. And Calm Stitches, it was great seeing you here again. I hope you're having a good week. Um, everybody's just saying hello. Well, just getting through it seems maybe knows Debbie. So do I know you maybe from somebody else's live stream and my brain just isn't working? And Mike, how are you, hon? Um, it is a beautiful Thursday. We've actually had a really nice week. A little bit of rain this week, but warm. This is like the first week it's really been warm. It was 85 the other day, and today I think it's going to be close to 70. Before this week, I don't think we could get out of like the high 40s. So I'm soaking this up. I love it so much. It's a good day for a good day for everyone. Yes, it is a good day for everybody. Um, hey, Granny, how are you? I was, and I know you were disappointed too, but I was so disappointed when your live stream the other night kind of, I don't know what happened. It was like mine a few weeks ago. It just sort of stopped. And you gotta love tech, right? Because I have to admit, I look forward to your live streams, mm, maybe more than anybody else's. And I think I've shared that just because you know what? We just get on there and we talk about real stuff, whatever that real stuff is for the week. And I love that, including my own live streams. I love yours, Granny. Um, oh, thank you, Rhonda. Yeah. I kind of feel bad a little bit just because with everything going on, we can't really celebrate too much today. We are going to go for lunch. Um, but we'll celebrate next Tuesday when my youngest daughter's home, and then we'll all be here because everybody will be here, right? Courtney will be here, everybody will be here, so I'm excited. So we'll do a dinner celebration next week. Thank you, Miss M. I will definitely pass those along. Oh, I am enjoying my time with my daughter, though. She texted me she went up to the lake last night because she wanted to run up there this morning and she didn't want to have to drive up so early. And she actually sent me a text like, I don't know what time it was, maybe midnight no, 1:16 a.m. And basically saying that she feels she hasn't spent enough time with me since she's been home. Now she's hasn't even been home a week. So we have been kind of, you know, doing a couple different things because I was up at the lake when she was here. So it's nice that she's missed me. But yes, Granny, I'm enjoying every moment of it. Every moment. Hey, Oki, how are you, hon? We need a joke, Oki. You know, that's like uh, the entry fee. We need one of your jokes. Thank you, Mike. I will definitely pass the birthday wishes on to him for sure, Rhonda, because it made waves today. Well, that'll teach me. That will teach me. My boss gave me a day off to refresh. No, that is priceless, CL. Don't you love that? Don't you love when you're appreciated? I mean, the raises are nice and stuff like that's nice, but just to know you're appreciated like that, I remember those days. So, um, get to go in late. Yes, that's nice. Uh, while you water the garden. Well, enjoy, Granny. I'm just a talking head, anyways. I don't do any tricks on camera. You can call me Tyler. Tyler, are you the Tyler I know? Is this a new? Is this a name change or is this a different Tyler? Now you got me thinking. Did you tell us it was going to be a name change? I created a new YouTube channel going to explore parenthood. Hallelujah, Tyler. I'm excited for this direction. I know a few of us on here have talked about that with you, so um, I'm excited to see where it goes. Excited to see where it goes. You could have just strung me along and told me you were somebody new, and I would have never known. I would have never known. I guess I eventually would have caught up. Okay, why don't we, Miss M, I miss chatting with you. Yeah, why do I feel like I haven't been on a whole lot of live streams this week? I was on Granny's. I was on Mike's the other day, Aging Retiree Mike, Daniel's, Scott's, Sally's. I don't know. I just feel like it's been a slow week for some reason. Thanks, Lori. I literally look forward to your live stream. I love the community. I'm trying to meet people and learn. This, and this isn't just my community. This like community overlaps with so many people. But yes, Com Stitches, this is a good place to be. It really is. And even if you don't like participate too much in the comments, just the energy from everybody. As you can see, everybody's very welcoming and they're just full of love. Really, they're full of love. Um, so today is, I don't know, the third week of the Outlive Book Club. So I do have some notes. And typically what I've been doing is going to Peter Attia's website to try and get some highlights. I mean, I have listened to the book. I'm almost done the whole book now, but it's still it's still very sciencey. And my husband promised me that you'd get through the stories and the science stuff. So what I did is I actually spent some time last night kind of just bringing it down a notch, more or less for me to understand some things. And I don't think anything here is really too new. I think we had talked about last week, and I'll just go into it a little bit and then open it up for comments and questions, and then we'll go back to the chat and a couple other things. So the biggest things were the heart disease, um, the cancer, and the Alzheimer's, right? Those are the big three, and the metabolic dysfunction. But I think that kind of contributes to the other three. And even though they're all very scary, they seem to be prevalent right now. It seems everywhere you turn. But at the same time, and this is, I think, where I was getting at, even when I came up with this idea a month or so ago about doing um, a book club, is we do have more control over some of the things in our life. I'm not saying fully, and by all means, I'm not saying if we get cancer that it's our fault. I mean, obviously, I've gotten cancer, so but I think we have control over what we put in our body, what we allow to happen, as far as like stress and doing things to de-stress. So the first one was heart disease, right? Um, and what I understood is heart attacks don't just happen suddenly; they build up. It's not like you eat bad today and next year you're going to have a heart attack. It was a long, slow burn. Um, I had 20 plus years is what I remember. So the things that you should know is obviously know your family's history. But the thing, and Jen, definitely jump in here. But one of the things that I picked up is even though if your family has a history of heart disease, you can still, with this new epigenetics, I think that whole um, direction or study, whatever it is, you can actually help lessen the chances, even if it does run in your family. So it says know your family history and talk to your doctor about the different numbers of your blood work. Um, and it's same thing with and one of the things. well, actually, let me just, and the same with cancer, right? What I had was cancer seemed to be the hardest to prevent, but I think where we can help with the cancer is be very, very careful what we put into our bodies, whether it's the sugar, obviously smoking, that's no surprise. But to me, I felt it was the sugar, it was the seed oils, it was stuff like that that I feel that we have more control over. And even then, with Alzheimer's, uh, I still feel like they don't know enough about Alzheimer's, right? I still feel that our diet contributes a lot to whether you're going to get Alzheimer's or not. That's just me. And I have had people in my family who have gotten Alzheimer's. And um, I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with our nutrition and, the plaque built up on your brain and stuff. So, but what I was going to say, going back to the heart disease, but it actually seemed to be a thread that ran through all of them was exercise. It seemed like exercise uh, literally helped every single one of them. And especially the older you get, say for people my age, um, definitely adding some type of weight regimen to it. And I still have not done that. And my daughters are definitely on me about starting a weightlifting type of routine. And I don't really mean like huge weights or anything, but just, 15-pound weights, 10-pound weights, whatever they are, and just get into a routine of using those. But it helps your bones. It helps I wrote something else, but I can't seem to find it. So move. Exercise was the number one tool, they said, for all three, the heart disease, um, cancer, and the brain health. And I don't really necessarily understand why it's such a big preventer of cancer. The only thing I can think of, and maybe I missed it, was that when you're exercising, you're burning up the glucose, you're burning up certain things so that it's not settling into your cells. But that's Lori's very simple interpretation. But maybe Jen's talking about that. And the sugar, keeping your blood sugar stable. So to me, that goes back to the sugar that's in our diets. And one of the other thing about Alzheimer's, and I'm speaking from experience, is you got to stay active in the sense you got to keep your brain active. You got to you can't be secluded. You can't just like sit in front of a TV. Whether it's brain puzzles or just going out with friends once a week when you get older type of. You just got to stay active in that sense, and don't shut yourself off. And I think, which is a big thing back in 2020, right? And I saw this in my mother-in-law. She had just lost my father-in-law like 2 years prior. It was 2018. And if you recall back then, everything was like, nope, you can't go see anybody, especially if they're older. You know, it, it's a detriment. You're going to kill them if you go visit them. So my poor mother-in-law went through so much of the beginning stages of her cancer journey by herself. It was absolutely insane. Um, It was the saddest thing. But I saw the loneliness come out. That's what I was trying to get at. The loneliness come out in her. And it was just so sad. And, my husband and I would walk with her. We always wanted to go over, but his siblings were like, "No, no, you can't go in the house," or whatnot. So, anyways, I'm kind of going down a rabbit hole here, but let me go back to the comments. So, from those three chapters, it was the heart disease, the cancer, and Alzheimer's, and what we could do to prevent it. And I do believe there's things, or at least minimize the risk of getting it, right? There's always something you can do. And I think the biggest things that we can do is watch what we're putting into our bodies, watch the stress we're allowing to consume us, and exercise, move your body. And again, it doesn't have to be a formal exercise routine. It could be out walking. It could be Just moving, gardening, watering your garden. So, um, okay, let me see. I think I left off with calm stitches. When do you, she probably already answered this, Rhonda, but she's Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. And Rhonda, I don't know if you know, but I do have um, a live stream, kind of like TV guide, if you would. And it's like scratching the scratch of a surface of the live streams. But a lot of folks in our community, um, our times are out there. So that might be helpful. It's probably 2 posts back now because I think I just did one not too long ago, but it is out there. Um, oh, well, it's true, Granny. You're welcome, but it's so true. Yeah. Tuesday nights at 8. Yep. 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 I'm designing a self-weeding garden. Well, you let me know how that goes. Let me know how that goes. All right. You gotta let me know. We've tried so many things, Oki, in our garden, and it works for a little while, but eventually the weeds always went out. Always went out. Um, so yes, that's and he's probably already answered this, Rhonda. It's Tyler. He used to be the outdoor Tennessean, so I don't know if he's updated everything, but he does have a channel, and it's a father-son channel, and they do a lot of outdoor projects, which I'm sure he's already shared all this with you. And he goes live every Friday night at 6 p.m. Okay, I found a guy passed out on Mount Everest. I found Himalayan. I found him. There you go. Okay, you can stay, Oki. Ah, hey, living my best life. How are you, hun? Glad to have you here. I might have laughed a little too much at that joke. Ah, Debbie Sue, don't you? I think we got through to him, Debbie Sue. I think we got through to him. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. Thank you. Now I'm going to be uploading soon. So, Tyler, is this in addition to your Outdoor Tennessean channel? Are you going to keep the other one with you and your son? And then this is in addition? Can you now? Okay. You couldn't hear me for a minute, right? I don't know what the heck happened. It's me. It's definitely me. I'm sorry, Jen. I do have the science notes here. We could review those. I do have the science notes, but um, yeah, it just went in. It was talking about the cholesterol, and it was talking about um, I can't even pronounce it. Uh, I can't even pronounce it. It's the plaque buildup. So I'm not even going to try. But yeah, the cancer. They said most of it had to do with metabolic health. So did I say? I don't know if I said a simple happy life. Hello, welcome. If I did miss somebody, I'm sorry. Sometimes it's I'm trying to skip some of the hellos and then I miss people by accident, so I don't mean to. Your mom had 2 heart attacks. So it must run in your family then. I'm glad she's okay, hon. That's scary. What I took from these chapters is that we can't prevent them with our current medical system. No, and I think we talked about that, Jen, right? In the first week, is that they're not, the current medical system doesn't look at anything preventative. You know, they look at these window of numbers, right? The numbers have to fall in this window and then they'll deal with it. But if it falls right outside the window, it's like they don't even talk about it. They're, oh, don't worry, it's normal. So yes, it's an accurate statement for sure. The second one my mom had was the worst. Was it recent, Miss M? Was it a little while ago? Has she fully recovered? Did she have to have surgery or anything? There are many lab tests and scans that are out there that we don't have access to through routine channels. And we don't have access, Jen, simply because insurance won't cover it, so we don't, or the hospitals just won't perform them for us because insurance, they don't cover it. You say through normal channels. Are there not normal channels that people can go and get these tests done? You know, my husband and I, we're pretty healthy, considering everything I've been through. We're pretty healthy. And here in Massachusetts, they force you to have health insurance. It's kind of like your car, right? You got to insure your car. But when the government shut down last year, I learned a lot about health insurance. And if you don't have health insurance, you get a fine here in Massachusetts. But the fine is only like $2,000 per person, which is nothing compared to what we paid in COBRA. And people who aren't familiar with COBRA, when you get laid off, when my husband got laid off, COBRA is, I guess, the insurance company that kind of bridges that gap for you. And so for the first 11 months, he was laid off. He was out of work for 15 months. So there was 15 months that we didn't have coverage through a company. But for the first 11 months, we paid for COBRA. So in those 11 months, we paid $33,000 to have that. Now, again, I didn't realize what the penalty really was, so shame on me. I should have done my research. I didn't do it until the government shut down. So I would have paid $4,000 happily, you know, to have saved the other $29,000. That is just robbery. It's just robbery. There's something wrong. And even on top of that, we didn't go to the doctors once while we had the COBRA coverage. And even if we did, because of the type of plan that we had, I think we have a deductible of $9,000 before insurance would have kicked in. So do the math. I mean, again, I take responsibility for that. I should have done my own research, and I didn't. But as soon as I found out, I said, I'm done. I am not paying for this anymore. They can come after us, which they didn't. So we were uninsured for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, and we didn't pay a penalty, but maybe because we were insured for most of it, I have no idea. But I'll never do that again. And where I was going with that whole, so we have now decided that we will take the least amount of insurance to cover us. Bare minimum. We'll have a high deductible, and we also have a very high HSA, and we will actually we will be cash paying patients, if that makes sense. Because if you're a cash paying patient here in the US, the prices are probably half price compared to if you have insurance. Again, go figure that one out. But this is all stuff I learned last year. So we have increased our HSA so that we can pay cash for everything. And we've paid this bare minimum, like a couple thousand each for insurance, which really isn't insurance because the deductibles are so high. But anyways, sorry, I went down a sort of rabbit hole there. Hey, Heather, how are you, hon? I'm glad you could pop in. It's actually the Heather part of the couple. That said, if we share our relevant clinical history, family history, and specific symptoms we may be experiencing, some doctors may be willing to perform some of this testing. Yeah, and you know what? That's a good point, Jen, because I have a tendency to make it sound all encompassing. There are very, very good doctors out there. There really are. So, you know, when this frustration comes out in me, I kind of sort of have a way of saying, you know, applying it to all, but that's not fair. There are some very good doctors out there. So thank you for, you know, at least reminding me of that, Jen, because I do know that. What is sad is I just turned 50 and I'm just now realizing what kind of garbage is in our food. Yeah, Mike, you're not the only one. You know, you're not. And the thing is it's gotten worse through the years. So you can take the same, and I can't think of an example, but something maybe I fed my kids, you know, 30 years ago. It's not the same today. It's not the same at all. So even if you think it's relatively okay, it's not really bad for you, it is. It is bad for you. And I don't even know where to go with the whole, you know, RFK was coming in to kind of help weed out some of this poison that was in our food, and it certainly does not seem to be happening as fast as I think everybody had hoped it would happen. And then some things have gotten overridden altogether. But you're right, Mike. It just, and what I have learned, and this is from my daughter being in the biomedical spaces, the more whole food you can eat, the better it is for you. Now, having said that, there's still ways around some of these companies. You know, they'll say it's organic when it's really not organic. But you can only do the best you can do. Obviously, even growing your own food, which is probably the healthiest, but then you got to wonder the fertilizer. You got to wonder what's in the rain that's going into the ground. But you just can do the best you can do. So, just skipping over hellos. Preservatives in our food are also a factor. Yeah, right? You know, so to keep it on the shelf. But you're right, Rhonda. Though I heard, I follow this guy on YouTube. He's a doctor, and he definitely is, he does not speak the narrative of the medical establishment. He's still an active doctor, but yet he points out a lot of things that the current industry has wrong. And he actually did a video the other day, and I haven't quite thought through it yet, but he was saying that we've heard a lot about seed oils, how bad they are. But he sort of seemed to back off of that a little bit. He definitely said olive oil is still the way to go. Seed oils are not the healthiest. But he said something along the lines, they're not the death sentence that people are making them out to be. And again, I haven't really dug into that too much, but I was kind of surprised because he had done videos prior about seed oils. So he was kind of taking a softer approach to them. The thing is, now you're learning and aware, and you're starting to make better choices. And it's never too late, Debbie Sue. 100%, it is never too late to start changing things up. And that's one of the things that I'm learning, that there are things that we can do for our longevity that can change things. I say in real time, they can change, you know, it may take a little while, but there's a lot of different, you know, supplements that can help with our diet. My daughter's, I don't know if I talked about this before, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but one of the things that my daughter has been eating for a while, and, you know, has been, you know, trying to, I guess, get me on it, is kimchi. I don't know if anybody knows anything about kimchi, and the smell of it is, it's a fermented, I think it's fermented cabbage is what it is. But the health benefits of it, you know, for your gut health, which is another whole thing, right? The whole gut microbiome controls so much of our health, and I don't think it gets enough TV time, if you would. So
healthy eating, fasting, calorie restriction, and movement can significantly improve metabolic health, which can also reduce our risk of developing the four horsemen. Yep. That's good that you state that, Jen, because I fully 100% believe in that. I think what we put into our bodies plays a huge role. Huge. So I eat my old-fashioned oats almost every morning. I can control what I put in it. Again, yeah, see? And that's what I'm talking about, CL. We do have more control. We're not just a victim. We don't just have to stand by. Things do happen. I mean, they do happen. But it's never too late to change what we're doing. And I made that decision, back in 2019. I mean, I've always been somewhat relatively healthy. I've always worked out or moved, exercised or something, but probably less concerned with what I was putting into my body. Not, I don't really drink or anything like that, but mostly the food. I think I've shared that I love sweets. That's probably my biggest downfall. I'm getting better, but definitely in 2019, I started going on my own health journey and trying to understand some things. And it obviously has helped when you have two daughters that are very much into health, nutrition, and whatnot. Even my youngest, she has her own Instagram channel where she's constantly putting information out there. So it's definitely helpful for me to have, two girls that love you and that are trying to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. So, Miss M, have you had any heart function tests? With your family history, you would benefit from blood tests and scans. More info in chapter 7 of this book. Miss M, do you have the book? Hun, do you have this book? Again, I'd be more than happy to gift you an Audible copy of it, if you'd like. Miss M, I hope your mom is doing okay. I probably should have a heart function test done because I am adopted and don't know any health history of my biological parents. Oh, yeah. I didn't know that, Miss M. I didn't know that. So, yeah, you definitely should. You definitely should. That's I like to know that about you, Miss M. Jen, she's doing good now. Thank you. Your doctor should definitely be made aware of that. Yes, I'm in the U.S. and I've told my doctor and she really hasn't done anything. The second one my mom had was last October and she didn't have to have surgery. She's fully healed. That's awesome. That's really good news. Hey, Glenn, how are you, hon? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling better. That's not good. We have to know how to manipulate our appointments to work for us. Yeah, I agree, Jen. Oh, wow, but you have to have insurance. Is that to me, Mike, that you have to have insurance? Like I said, in the state of Massachusetts, they do penalize you. They fine you if you don't have insurance. But no, you really don't need insurance. The purpose for insurance is, right, to cover your bills. It's kind of gotten out of hand. It actually, at least from the research I have done, I am not suggesting this for anybody else, but it's a detriment to us. We are healthy. We don't go to the doctors. So we're paying for something that we do not use. So. Yes, it does, Tyler. It sounds like you have experience with it too. It really, really does. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like this shirt too. I don't know if you can notice, but there's like little birds on it. Oh, can't see because the comments are in the way. Hold on. But there's little birds on it. Yeah, I like it too. I love birds. Why do I keep thinking you are on at 11? I don't know, Allie, but that's okay. I'm glad you could pop in and say hello, hon. All right, I am going to skip over. Thank you, Jen. Thank you. But we don't need to show that one. Better late than never. 100%, honey. 100%. Hello, hello. My circle friends. I love that. I love that. I have an appointment at 11, have my list of concerns and what results I want from the appointment before I go in. I have to make it concise in less than 5 minutes or they stop paying attention. So you have an appointment today, Jen? Yeah. And actually, you know what? That's a good lesson there, everybody. You know, as soon as you walk in, that 5 minutes when they're half-heartedly asking you, how are you? Do you have any concerns? I guess you hit them right away, because you're right. In my head, I'm thinking of all the times. You're 100% right. You're lucky if they look up for me, I haven't been to the doctors in a little while, but you're lucky if they look up from their iPad. I think we were talking last week that they're implementing something else, so maybe they're not looking at the iPad so often. Maybe AI or something. That's a topic for another day, but that's good advice, Jen. Definitely good advice. I feel like we are in a real food revolution. People don't want fake overprocessed foods. Yeah, Allie, I feel like people are definitely waking up to what's going on in the food industry. 100%. And the only way we're going to change it is by stop buying the things that these corporations are making. And yeah, I was gonna go down. I was watching a video of Mike. I can't remember his name. Is his name Dogman? But you said he also has another channel. I think it was the other channel I was watching of his, and he was talking about some of the stuff that people buy and how unhealthy it is. So I don't know if you've seen that one. Some food today doesn't taste the same as it did in the 80s when I started eating for my diabetes 15 years ago. Yeah, and I think maybe I'm really far behind, but that's what I was kind of getting at. See how some of the stuff I can remember giving to my kids when they were younger, I would not feed to my grandkids today. And thank goodness my son and daughter-in-law are in line with that as well. Oh, I have a twitch in my eye. So my great-grandma grew her garden until her early 80s. Yeah, that's awesome. There used to be a farm right down the street from where I live here. And it was a farm that has been in this town forever. And it just kept kind of getting smaller because they kept selling off pieces of it or whatever. And the guy who owned the farm literally farmed every single day until he was like 95, until he died. Until the day he died, he was farming that farm. And it was quite the story. He was, there was also a house on the farm, and he was born in that house, and he took the farm over from his dad. It was a really cool, phenomenal story. And we loved that little farm. We would stop there almost every day, obviously. During the season, it was open. And it's no longer there. What's there now is an assisted living facility. The whole farm's gone, and we now have assisted living there. So, kind of sad. Kimchi rules. I don't know if it rules, Allie. I have started taking it, but I don't know if it rules. I'm not there yet. But I'm hoping to notice some benefits from it. But yeah, it's the flavor's tough for me. The smell is even worse, so I kind of just gulp it down. I don't breathe the whole time I'm eating it. But you love it on eggs. I think that's what my daughter does. I can't really say, because when she eats it, I try and leave the kitchen as quick as possible. I know I'm being dramatic, but I don't know. I have a very sensitive nose, so yeah. But I'm at least trying. So you made your own once. Yeah, I wonder if it makes me think of Pam and Dylan, who made their own kombucha. I wonder if they've ever made kimchi. Kind of sounds like it would fall in line with the same thing. Our prescription company has been giving us the runaround on meds for 5 months now. Still don't know if it's fixed. It is messed up. The insurance company is forcing us to do Costco delivery only. Yeah, yeah. And I say that because my daughter was being pushed into doing a certain generic prescription, and she was having reactions with the generic versus the like the original OEM or whatever it is prescription, and she had to order it like 3 months at a time. You can't even do it, and it had to be through the mail. Yeah, it's crazy what the insurance companies are enforcing on us. And again, they're expensive. They charge, like, if you have insurance, the doctors literally, at least my doctor's office was like, well, if you have insurance, it's $900 for this, but if you're a cash pay, it's only, $400 for this. Crazy. I mean, the pricing schedule is crazy. But then I think of Sally, who doesn't have insurance right now, and her doctor's office wouldn't even entertain seeing her, wouldn't even entertain reading her lab results that they ordered for her. I mean, that is pretty bad. That is pretty bad. So I don't know, maybe doctors' offices are being pushed to not even accept cash anymore. I don't know. I don't mean cash, physical cash, but I mean the patient paying for themselves and not through insurance. So, but I hear you, Glenn. It's really not the medical industry, it's the insurance industry that's sort of controlling everything. You hear some horror stories. We have a garden, plant some. Where are you, Miss M, in the country? You don't have to tell me specifically where you are, but where are you in the country? Do you get a growing season for most of the year? Do you have it like here up in the Northeast? We have June, July, August. We have 4 months. We have a 4-month growing season. That's it. But I'll take it. But where are you, hon? Oh, but I think maybe I shared this with you. My husband has salad every single night for dinner, never misses a night. But he was literally telling me like a week or so ago, so may have shared this already, that he's eating it, and dawned on him one night that it literally has no flavor. Like, he doesn't put dressing or anything on it. He just puts some salt and pepper and maybe a little bit of olive oil. But he says it tastes like it's just water. A lot of the vegetables don't even have a flavor to them. So you really notice a difference when you're pulling them out of your garden compared to when you're getting them in the grocery stores, especially, obviously, during the winter months up here. Homegrown fruit and vegetables taste so different. Oh, yes, they do, Jen. They do. And I think it was Kimberly who was telling us, if you can't have homegrown, frozen, at least, she was talking about fruit at least, frozen fruit might be the next best thing because they're more fresh than even, the strawberries that are out of season that you get in the grocery store, or the blueberries. I think we were talking about blueberries because maybe they're flash frozen or something, but she was saying they're healthier. I wish I had more time to grow my own veggies. Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot of time, hun. I mean, you just got to remember to water them, weed them every now and again, and harvesting is the best part. And you don't have to do a whole lot. Maybe start with something simple like tomatoes and cucumbers and, oh my goodness, tomato, basil, and mozzarella salad. Oh, especially those homegrown tomatoes, the best. The best. You can even put them in pots. I put all my tomatoes, I grow them in pots versus in my garden so I can save my garden space. And it yields a ton of tomatoes, more than we could ever use because we give so many of them away. But yeah, agreed. And I think you had said you have to stay on top of them. It's a full-time job, but when you do need the service, it's really sad. I used to be in a community garden, but I moved away and couldn't contribute. Well, that's kind of cool. I've heard of them. That's really cool, Allie. Get Dana in between her 40 trays of cookies. It's my insurance, so I have been dealing with them, but she takes a med to keep her alive, and she's down to days left. I thought I got it straight yesterday, but I have to wait to see if it comes today. Oh, wow. That's awful. That is Yeah, that is awful. It's hard for me to listen to this book because I'm watching my folks go through exactly what he is talking about. Oh, I bet it might trigger you, Allie. Yeah. How are they doing? How are they doing, hun? But I get what you're saying. And, I see it from the other side because both my in-laws went through it. Um, my father-in-law eventually, he had 2 strokes, but I don't think it was the stroke that actually killed him. It was, they put him into a coma, and it was the coma that did him in. So, and then my mother-in-law, that's another whole story, but I see it from the perspective of I've lived through a lot of what he's talking about with my in-laws. So I'm sorry, hun, though. I know it hits close to home, so I am sorry about that. A lot of friends and family just like to vent about healthcare. A lot of my friends and family just like to vent about healthcare. Yeah, so what do you do about that, Jen? I mean, do they just vent? Do they expect you to chime in? Can you just sit back and kind of let it pass you without having to chime in? I'm curious. My husband had a heart attack last June. Eating a low, no sodium diet is really hard, but I'm finding good spices to make turkey burgers taste good. Hey, Mike, are you listening? Because Mike from Mike Adventure Sparks has recently, relatively, started low to no sodium diet. So you should definitely share some of the spices. I know he's been experimenting with different spices, but yeah, I can imagine it's hard because sodium is in everything. Everything. Yeah, I was in the grocery store not too long ago looking for low sodium things, and it is amazing how it's in everything. That and sugar. And sugar's in everything, right? I mean, the two of them. So hopefully he's doing better, though, Heather. I make a list like when I go to the store so I don't forget. I have been recording the doctor when my dad is there because there are so many details in different doctors' names. Well, that's a good idea. And I'm so happy you go, Allie. And we probably talked about this before about being an advocate. If not on my channel, I know we've talked about it on Jen's channel because I think that is Jen's calling whenever she's ready for that. But everybody needs an advocate. And my in-laws were fortunate because they had 3 children that were always, other than during the pandemic, were always there for them the best they could. But a lot of folks don't have it. And a lot of folks, not only do they not have it, it's overwhelming for them, right? And they don't think to question because they grew up in a time where doctors were really did do the right thing all the time. So they just think whatever doctor says, don't question it. It's the way to go. But you have to question. You have to question. I hate fake cheese. Melted cheese like Velveeta is not cheese at all. Oh my goodness, yes. Yeah. Well, you say fake cheese, and do you know recently we're a big, I say we, my kids growing up were a big Land O'Lakes American cheese family. And I've just learned that Land O'Lakes is not real American cheese either. I had no idea. No idea. See, constantly learning. So we started going to a Boar's Head, but then just constantly learning. That's great, Ellie. Some states have regulations that prevent recording the appointment without permission. In Ontario, Canada, we can record. I would be surprised. I'm just surprised that they won't let you record. I believe you, Jen. 100% I believe you. And even if the state allows it, they may say, no, I don't want you to record because they don't want to be put on record for anything. But how else is just so much, right? When we used to go to my mother-in-law's appointments, again, it would be me, it would be my husband, it'd be my brother-in-law. Sometimes my sister-in-law came too. but it was at least the three of us, and they're both engineers, so they would look at things and they would literally, like, whatever the doctor said, they would then go and do this deep dive, and they would actually challenge the doctor on some things. And you know, if it wasn't for them, then I don't think she would have gotten the 4 years that she did get after her diagnosis. So Allie, you should tell them that they're being recorded for quality assurance. That's good, Glenn. Yes. Yes. Right? We're all being recorded on a daily basis. Oh my goodness. Maybe if we have time, I'll tell you a story at the end. But I do it without asking first now because a few of my doctors have said they don't like being recorded. Well, you know what? One of my managers have always said that. Lori, always do it. And, it's better to ask permission. No, how did it go? It's better to do it and ask forgiveness than ask for permission or something like that and not be able to do it. So 100% just, and then sort of just like, oh, I wasn't supposed to record? I'm so sorry. Really? Oh, yes, it'll never happen again. 100%. Heather, yes, it's hard trying to stand low sodium diet. Yes, Mike, everything has salt in it. Very overwhelming. Yeah, like I said, I was shopping for a friend not too long ago, and I shouldn't say I was shocked. I wasn't shocked, but it was very hard. It was extremely hard. Because it was like, even if the thing itself did not have sugar, say, in it, I don't know, it was like whatever it was being packaged in or something, had some type of salt or some type of sodium in it, maybe part of the preservatives or whatever. It was crazy. You live in Indiana. Oh, okay. I think that's where Daniel is too, is Indiana. Very cool. Organic fruits and veggies taste better to me, especially bananas. Yeah, I love bananas, Allie, that are just, they got to be a little bit green still. They can't be fully yellow, can't have any brown spots on them. They just got to have a tinge of green. Oh, to me, that's the best banana. Hopefully I'm not too far behind. Oh, okay. I had my mom get me some frozen strawberries and bananas. I made a smoothie the other night. It was delicious. I love frozen fruits better than non-frozen. Yeah, and that's what Kimberly was saying. Let me see. Am I that far behind, guys? Dad is doing better. He has liver failure, but it seems he is getting better. Less draining of fluid. He is gaining weight. Mom needs to see a bunch of specialists, but with limited mobility. It's hard. So with the liver failure, will it ever get better, Allie? Because I know the liver can rejuvenate, but is it beyond that? We have to have a voice to our parents since they were our voice when we were young. 100%, Lori, I just listen and support them emotionally unless they ask for help with some... Okay, about your friends. That's why I'm starting a new patient advocate channel and probably a school community share info. It's so needed, Jen. So I know, you're trying to get everything together and organized, but man, is it needed. It's really, really needed. So I'm sorry you and your parents are going through that, Allie. Well, I didn't ask. Oh, about recording? Why am I not surprised, Allie? Why am I not surprised? That's a good thing. Maybe I should. I always have my phone out and they never ask me. Oh, yeah, for sure. I wouldn't ask. Don't ask. Ask, apologize. If they catch, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. It's hard, Allie. I went through the same thing with my dad. He had cirrhosis of the liver. And if it gets to the cirrhosis state, Glenn, that means it can't rejuvenate, right? I think that's what I remember hearing. Yeah, same Glenn. He got it from all the heart meds. Wow. Wow. So he got it from the heart medication. So sorry. More green on bananas is better for cancer prevention. You should look up the banana rainbow. I've never heard of that. I'm going to write that down. Jen, I think you said you had an appointment at 11. Was that today? when they start getting fluid taken out of there. I feel safe enough to share this. My dad has an autoimmune disorder and affects his lungs, so he is getting worse, and he is getting put on the lung transplant list. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss M. I'm so sorry. It's so hard. It's so hard, you know. I didn't see it with my own parents, but I saw it with my in-laws. So I know that's different than having your own parents go through it. So I can't imagine. I can't imagine watching your mom and dad like that. The doctor said no, but now he is healing in ways they can't explain. Well, we're not surprised, are we, Allie? We're not surprised at all. We are not surprised at all. We've talked about this, right? Lisa Miller has a great book that talks about how prayer really does do things to the brain, to the body, and it's now been scientifically proven. Not that we need science, validation. We don't, but the science world does, and now they have that. So we're not surprised, Allie. Their lungs is beyond help. Just a transplant. My dad turned it down. He was ready. Well, and I guess the only thing I have to say is when you have such a strong faith, and I don't know if your dad had a strong faith or not, we all know that we're going home, right? We're going to a better place after this, and it's really the people you leave behind that you worry about. But I get it, Glenn. I get it. Sorry, I had to fix everything for my channel, so now I have a channel now. Well, I can't wait for this new video to drop, Tyler. I will be there. Actually, I'm going to go subscribe after this. Even though, well, wait a minute. Do you want me to subscribe? Because you said it's for dads. I'd still like to listen, but I won't subscribe if you prefer me not to subscribe. He had his first heart attack when he was in his 40s. That's crazy. That's crazy, Allie. Does it run in his family? Does it run in your family? Oh, it's just so sad, these side effects, And I don't know how Canada is, Jen. I don't even know if you're still on. But in the U.S., I think U.S. and I want to say the Netherlands are the only countries that allow, and maybe not the Netherlands, but it's one other country that allows the pharmacy companies to advertise in commercials. And it is crazy the amount of pharmaceutical commercials we get. And, it just talks, this beautiful little picture, how glorious everything is. And then the last 15 seconds, they try and ram all this stuff down as far as the side effects. Those side effects are real. They're real, folks. So sad. And I'm so sorry, Allie. I was taken back when you said it was due to these medications. Prayers, Miss M. Yes, I'm just walking into the hospital knowing doctors the appointment will be at least 10 minutes late. Oh, 10 is good. 10 is good, Jen. But yes, at least 10. At least 10. But then if you show up for your doctor's appointment 15 minutes late, at least my doctor's office will say reschedule. They won't take you. They will not take you. So it's crazy. Praying for you. Sending prayers. Everybody's sending prayers to Miss M. We are all going through it, and we will make it through. It kind of sounds like you're channeling Scott there. Just teasing. I watched both of my parents struggle and pass away from the hardest thing to watch. And pass away. It was the hardest thing to watch. Heather, if you don't mind, and you don't have to share, but was it like was it Alzheimer's? Was it a cancer journey? My first husband, his mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at 50. And that's when I had met him. So I never really knew her before her diagnosis. But it's truly a very sad thing to watch. And I don't think you really know what's going on in their head, right? And that's the sad thing. Is you don't really know what they're thinking or not thinking, or especially when they become nonverbal. Yeah. The best thing we did was refuse several meds that kind of blanket liver failure after he stopped taking them, and we changed several others, and the fluid has significantly dropped. I'm glad to hear that, Allie. So, yeah, you must go and do your research after they, say, let's try this, do this. At least that's what my husband and my brother-in-law would do. They would research everything before they would just blanketly say, yes, let's go that route. So, yes, you can sub. It's for anybody and everybody. Okay. Everybody needs somebody. Oh, I like that, Tyler. I like that tagline. Good for you taking control, Allie. 100%. I'm going to go. Have a great day, Laura. Oh, you too, Miss M. You stay well, hon. At least they have comfy chairs here. Little do they know we're talking about them, Jen. But I made it to the end. What time is it? Not too bad. Not too bad. 11:04. I don't know how many people are left, but I was going to, since my daughter is graduating tomorrow. I don't know if anybody has heard of the author Karen Kingsbury. She is an amazing, amazing Christian author, and she has different series that, man, I've loved every single series. And even the different series are a continuation of the Baxter family, and you get to know these people in her stories that you not only are you rooting for them, you kind of fall in love with them. So when, say, one of them gets older and passes on, you find yourself crying because you really, if anybody likes Christian fiction, Karen Kingsbury. But she wrote a poem. I don't know if it's a poem, but she wrote something to her son for his wedding day. And I absolutely fell in love with this. And it doesn't have to be for a son. It could be for a daughter. And if you've heard this, just, I guess, humor me and let me read it. It's not too long. And then I'll let you go. I won't read Thoughtuary today. But I wanted to read this in honor of my youngest finally graduating. And I have been paying tuition for 13 years. That's a long time. April was my last tuition payment, and I could not be happier. So, okay, so the name of it is Let Me Hold You Longer. Long ago you came to me, a miracle of first smiles and teeth and baby steps, a sunbeam on the burst. But one day you will move away and leave me to your past, and I will be left thinking of a lifetime of your last. The last time that I held a bottle to your baby lips. The last time that I lifted you and held you on my hip. The last night when you woke up crying, needing to be walked. When last you crawled up with your blanket, wanting to be rocked. The last time when you ran to me, still small enough to hold. The last time that you said you'd marry me when you grew old. Precious, simple moments and bright flashes from your past. Would I have held on longer if I'd known they were your last? Our last adventure to the park, your final midday nap, the last time when you wore your favorite faded baseball cap. Your last few hours of kindergarten, your last days of first grade, your last at bat in Little League, last colored picture made. I never said goodbye to all your yesterdays, long past. So hat about tomorrow, will I recognize your last? The last time that you catch a frog in that old backyard pond, the last time that you run barefoot across our fresh-cut lawn. Silly scattered images will represent your past. I keep on taking pictures, never quite sure of your last. The last time that I comb your hair or stop a pillow fight. The last time that I pray with you and tuck you in at night. The last time when we cuddle with a book, just me and you. The last time you jump up in our bed and sleep between us two. The last piano lesson, last vacation to the lake, your last few weeks of middle school, last soccer goal you make. I look ahead and dream of days that haven't come to pass, but as I do, I sometimes miss today's sweet, precious last. The last time that I help you with a math or spelling test, the last time when I shout that yes, your room is still a mess. The last time that you need me for a ride home from here to there, the last time that you spend the night with your old tattered bear. My life keeps moving faster, stealing precious days that pass. I want to hold on longer. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. Want to recognize your last. The last time that you need my help with details of a dance. The last time that you ask me for advice about romance. He still asks me. The last time that you talk to me about your hopes and dreams. The last time that you wear a jersey for your high school team. I've watched you grow and barely notice seasons as they pass. If I could freeze the hands of time, I'd hold on to your last. For come some bright fall morning, you'll be going far away. College life will beckon in a brilliant sort of way. One last hug, one last goodbye, one quick and hurried kiss. One last time to understand just how much you'll be missed. I'll watch you leave and think how fast our time together passed. Let me hold on longer, God, to every precious last. Well, I didn't expect that. Anyways, thank you for bearing with me through that. I read that earlier and it did not affect me. But when I read the reason why she wrote it, she did write it for his wedding. That she gave it to him. And we all try and capture the first, right? The first walk, the first word, just, the first step. But you never quite know when that last is going to happen, right? The last time, oh my goodness, my son used to give me these huge, huge, huge bear hugs. And you just never know when it's going to be the last bear hug. My daughter, even though she's 22, she still will come home and hug me and cuddle, and so I still have that. But there'll be a last to that too. So for you folks that still have the little ones, whether it's grandkids, whether it's Merrick, just CL, I know your son's not quite grown yet. Just hold on to them. You never know when it's going to be their last, as far as no longer asking for advice, just whatever. So, let me just see. Let me see. By him. Just spend quality time with him as much as you can. When the fluid starts building in their lungs, they get dementia. If he seems out of it, probably needs fluids removed and should go in ASAP. Oh, that's so sad. It was heart issues with my dad. An idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis took my mom both long journeys. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so sorry, Heather. Yep, the doctors have already learned to be ready for Allie G. That was kind of like when, let's see my husband come. Yeah, good for you, Allie. That's a proud badge of honor. It really is. Your questions have questions. I love that. Bye, I'll see you guys real soon. Got my fishing trip tomorrow with Brooks, and now 2 channels. Let's go. Thank you, Tyler. Stay well, and I will see you on the streets of YouTube. I can't wait for that new channel. You're going to make me cry. Yes. Hold on to him, my friend. Both your little kids. It goes so fast. So fast. I slept with my son last night. Man, he's getting bigger. Yeah. Just love every moment. Love every moment. I can't believe my boy's going to be 9 next month. 9. What day, hun? I know you told me it was June. Remind me again when his birthday is, hun. Where does the time go, Allie? Your face has questions. I miss those years. Yeah. Man, and that's, again, I'll just, that's why every moment I'm with my grandkids, you just know now as a grandparent how quick it goes. So there is nothing as important as just sitting there with them or whatever, no matter if something takes forever, just to sit and stare at them. And I think I told you, my little guy now, he just breaks into this full belly laugh. He's 4 months, and they're both very sweet, but he just cracks me up. That's a good one. Thanks, Allie. I like shedding tears with you, hun. So I've been crying since you started reading. It's a great book. It's a lot of people will get it for a graduation gift to the parent. So, but yeah, it's like that. What's the other book? About Love You Forever. Have you guys ever read that book, Love You Forever? It's about a little boy and growing up through the years, and it's so right at every season of his life. But then at the end, there's nothing like, I mean, yeah, my daughters are amazing. And, you know, I always say when we hang up, we always say, I love you more. But there is a bond between my son that is just different. It's just different. It's amazing. You know, he called me earlier while I was on the live stream. That's what went wrong with my AirPods. They somehow, whatever. But, yeah, it's an amazing bond. An amazing bond. Hold on tight, hun. Please, hold on tight. Best thing I ever did was move my youngest to homeschool during the year that shall not be named. Yeah, 100% CL. 100%. Some of the stuff that's going on. Yes. Would we want to know if it's the last would mess with the brain? Well, I don't necessarily mean their last, Peter, but maybe. It probably would, right? It's like that old Garth Brooks song, right? The dance. You never want to know, but just I think the meaning of it is appreciate every moment, because you don't know if it'll be that last bear hug. So I made it. The summer solstice. Oh, okay. I gotta write that one down. Just because my brain sometimes, if I don't write things down. Merrick, the 21st. It's the longest day of the year. Yep. I am so happy to have Tay off to spend with you. Yes, CL, the same. We feel the same. So, well, I'm not going to reach out Thoughtuary because I just put you through that. So, not too bad. 11:16. It could have been a lot worse. Thank you guys, especially the folks that are still here, or even the folks who had to leave. I love all you guys so very much. I just love having you here. And I think I can hear my husband upstairs. So, perfect timing. Enjoy your day. Okay, guys? And, Allie G tonight, 8 o'clock. Don't forget, Allie G tonight, 8 o'clock. Not sure what she's doing tonight. Maybe some singing, maybe a guest, maybe some trivia. You never know what Allie has up her sleeve. So let's all just be there. All right. I love you guys, and I will talk to you real soon.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you that every person listening to this, whether they are here today or finding this days from now, is seen by you. Thank you that no one here is invisible. Thank you that no one is alone even when they feel like they are. Thank you, Lord, for the one to sit quietly, who never type a word but show up faithfully. Thank you that they are loved. Thank you that they belong here. Thank you that this community holds space for them, just as they are. Thank you for providing for those who are struggling financially. Thank you that you are their source, not their job, not their bank account, but you, Almighty Father. We praise you. Thank you the doors are opening, that needs are being met. The provision is coming in ways they didn't expect. Please, Lord God, help them see this. Thank you for healing. Thank you for the bodies that are being restored, the energy that is returned. pain that is lifting. Thank you, dear God, for clarity, for those who have been searching for answers about their health. Thank you that you are the God who heals. And thank you for this community, this beautiful, imperfect, faithful group of people who show up for each other. Thank you that we get to do this together. Thank you that we are not walking alone. We receive all of this with gratitude in Jesus' name.